Welcome back, D-Gens. Thank you for tuning in to this free pick Friday, just like every other free pick day, I guess, out there. So, a couple things, guys. Number one, I've recorded this episode like 4 times because it keeps shutting down on me literally in the middle of the recording. So, I apologize because it's probably going to be faster than usual, which some of you may like. Secondly, though, we're going to go over a few things today. We have over-unders. Obviously, we did lose the first pick of this preseason week 1, which was the Bengals-Eagles under. That sucked. We were completely on the wrong side of that. We were not alone. Found out in the week that there was quite a few people on the under on that. And so that sucked. But we'll talk about that in just a second. And then I also have some season-long props. Like I said, going to try to run this kind of quickly just because I'm tired of recording a damn thing already. But there is another note here. The channel is now officially affiliated with Bookmaker. I appreciate the support everyone has shown in watching this, commenting it, liking it. It's a small but very committed group, so I appreciate you guys doing that and always, giving the support. If you have not already signed up with Bookmaker and you could sign up through the link in the comments below, I would truly appreciate it, but more so than me just appreciating you guys. Bookmaker is going to give us really one of the best bonus structures out there. It is a 100% free play with whatever your match is for your first deposit, and the best part is it is a 1-time rollover. That's it. There's not like a 10 times rollover or 20 or 40 times like we've talked about. There's a whole nother video that you can go watch about the different promotions that are out there right now. That's the best one. And it is going to be through the link below. So again, I would appreciate if you guys can sign up through it. Does help me, helps the channel. Again, everything is free all the time. So if you feel inclined to help me out here, I would appreciate that. But again, why wouldn't you? That is the best bonus you're going to have the opportunity to get this year. I can promise you that. Now, it does cap out or limit at $400, but even if you're going to play more than that, man, you might as well get the $400 free dollars, right? Especially to start the NFL season. So, again, if you don't have Bookmaker, even if you have other books, please sign up for Bookmaker. It is, I gotta say, the earliest lines going up there, the lines that are going to be out there for the longest time. So they've had stuff up since May for the NFL. This isn't a place where you're going to have to really search and hunt and wait for them to put up stuff like a week before the games come, start playing. They're ahead of it. It is a sharper book, so the lines are going to be sharper. And if you didn't notice, just like this week, and again, obviously we lost, but they had the line at 1 point ahead of where everybody else was for that Bengals-Eagles game, most likely because it is a very sharp book. So it is going to give you some variation in your lines, if nothing else. So again, link is in the comments below. I appreciate you guys taking a look at that. Let's get into some of the picks real quick. Number one, the Eagles-Bengals game, again, flew over the total, totally killed our play. But the good news is that is a sign of a trend, right? So we go back through the years, and every single year is very, very lopsided as far as preseason totals for the first 2 weeks. So in 2022, there was 22 unders and 9 overs. In 2023, there were 21 overs and 11 unders. And in 2024, there were 25 unders and only 6 overs. So whether it's unders or overs, preseason is a very copycat time of year. I mean, I guess most of the NFL is, but it is very, very lopsided with 66% a lot of the time going one direction or the other. And so this year they have already shown their hand. We've seen that all 4 preseason games that have taken place so far have all gone over the total, and they've all sailed over the total. So whether it's because of the joint practices or teams playing their starters or whatever it may be, you definitely are going to see a lot of overs this year. So I don't have a particular play on that, and I apologize. But if you are kind of on the edge on taking a bet for over under whatever play down the line here for this week or next, just be aware we are going to go into every game at this point expecting to hit the over, especially if it's lined at a 34, 35, 36 kind of thing. So just heads up to that, something for you to look out for, and then let me know if you see any lines that you like on the overs, because I have not really had a chance to look through all the totals for this week and next week. But yeah, take a look at them. Let me know if you find anything. Secondly, season-long props here, guys. So this is the part I really wanted to do more on. Maybe we will later. But Brian Robinson, 750.5. I'm on the under. There's more players in the backfield. You have Debo. Most likely Terry McLaurin is going to be there now. So you have, a better receiving core. More out of Jaden Daniels is expected. More passing is expected. Between those things, guys, it's just going to be a much harder path for Brian Robinson to get over this total. I don't really have any expectations of him going over this. And what I mean by that is the people that I trust and that I read and look through, none of them are expecting him to go over this total. And then lastly on this one, the thought for the Commanders in general is that we're going to see some regression. It's a harder schedule this year. They're going to play harder defenses. They got really, really lucky last year as far as just being able to play the easiest schedule out there. All of that stuff just screams under to me. So grab it while you can, because I don't think that's going to be up very long. Secondly, Baker Mayfield under his touchdown total of 29.5. Last year he had a career high. He went over 29.5. Prior to that, his entire career, his highest touchdown number was 28. So he went over. They moved the line. I'm not expecting him to hit career highs again. Mike Evans, we're expecting a slight decline because he's a little older. Chris Godwin may or may not have his foot on the right direction. Who knows? We have Ibuka's coming out who looks good, but he's obviously a rookie. So just a lot of, precarity with the receiving core, I guess is what we'll call it for now. Secondly, we don't expect him to hit those touchdown highs every single year. And then lastly, Bucky Irving is a really damn good player, guys. And with him and Rachaad White back there, more so Bucky Irving, I expect him to cut into the touchdowns, have a lot more on the ground. Whenever we see players, or I should say quarterbacks specifically, throw for more than 30 touchdowns in a season, there's a very strong trend showing that they're going to kind of regress the following year and at least have a few touchdowns taken off of that total. And I think Baker's going to fit right into that mold. So a couple of things just all kind of working against him this year. Not to say that they won't be a super high scoring team. They definitely could be. It just maybe isn't all on the arm of Baker this year. Lastly, we have Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, like everybody in the damn world has written this guy off and just saying that he's old and he can't play and he's hurt and whatever. The guy looks great. He looks good in preseason. He didn't look terrible last year before he got hurt. Obviously he's a little bit slower. He's a little bit older, but he looks great. And he can still do what he's going to do. He's going to be the undoubted number one receiver for this team. There's a couple guys all kind of vying for like the number 2 spot with, we want to get into that. But Stephon Diggs is going to be the in question number 1. Drake May looks solid. He's still a good route runner. He still has amazing separation. He may not be putting up 70-yard bombs, but the guy's going to have volume and he's going to get open and he's going to get trusted by Drake May. Barring injury, everything should be kind of at least somewhat funneled to him for a majority of the game, right? So again, barring injury, this 725.5, it's a really low line for Stephon Diggs. Expectations are for this guy. I think the lowest I've seen expectations for him from different outlets is like 850. Most places have him around 900 yards as far as like fantasy expectations and things like that. And so that's well over this 725. So even if he were to miss, like a game or a half or something like that, or they're pulling him out because they're either way ahead or way behind, even if it's a few times throughout the year, he has definitely plenty of outs to go over this total. Last note here, guys, and this is kind of against the Stephon Diggs thing, but helps for the other two. I just found out this week that blindly playing the unders on season-long props, it hits at about a 60% rate. So as far as the Brian Robinson, the Baker Mayfield, the Tony Pollard, all these unders that we have, 60% hit rate on unders. So the overs, they're pretty carefully selected. I know obviously our advantage is that we're picking our spots pretty well here. But if you're looking at anything else out there that I'm not specifically talking about, just kind of take that nugget with you of information. Stay tuned for our stat of the day. Definitely reach out to me or at least follow on X and Facebook and Instagram or whatever else you can. I'll comment or I'll put all the stuff below. But just to make sure that that's in there, because I put out these stats of the day and they've been pretty helpful. At least I think they are, because every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, damn, that's a good stat. I'm just patting myself on the back. Anyways, thank you again, guys. I appreciate you paying attention, supporting today. If you can, again, check out Bookmaker. Let me know if you guys find any lines as far as overs for this next upcoming week. And good luck out there. Have a good first week. See y'all later.